Some of you may know that me and my team have been busy for the last 8 years preparing a new local plan for Lancaster District. City Council has just adopted that local plan, but it's also about to begin an immediate review of the plan. Local authorities must have a local plan in place. It's a significant document for the council, for the community and for local businesses. It sets out how much development will be needed right through into the 2030s. The plan says where that development will happen and where it will not happen in order to protect the local environment. The plan sets a minimum requirement for new homes and proposes a new settlement to the south of Lancaster. Local plans take a long time to prepare, and the council began preparing the current plan in 2012. It's a challenging thing to do because circumstances change and government guidance changes along the way. Since the current plan was prepared, circumstances have changed. The international community is beginning to recognise the reality of climate change and is beginning to think about how to respond to the huge challenge that this represents. In January 2019, Lancaster City Council, like many councils in the UK, declared a climate emergency. The council committed itself to a set of actions. These included holding a citizens' assembly to help identify how the council's own activities might be net zero carbon by 2030. Progress is being made, and in November 2019 the council's cabinet endorsed an outline plan of actions to reduce the council's own direct emissions up to net zero carbon by 2030. The January 2019 declaration also committed the council to work with other partners and agencies and organisations to explore the wider issue of net zero carbon. The council is therefore committing to its ambitions to reduce carbon emissions through its operations and is asking the community and stakeholders to play their part too. The January 2019 declaration came too late to influence the preparation of the recently adopted plan. However, the council now wants to immediately review the plan to ensure the policies are revisited and see how they might be improved to better respond to the climate emergency. It's important to recognise that reviewing the policies of the local plan of course won't resolve climate change on its own, but given the serious consequences of climate change, they could make a welcome contribution. The council doesn't have free rein on the content of its local plan. It must be prepared in accordance with national guidance, policy direction and legislation. The local plan will need to balance the council's ambitions and aspirations on climate change with the need to be pragmatic and realistic and keep within the government's national guidance. The local plan will need to look at how development can reduce the need for carbon through design, construction and occupation stages of new development, and it will encourage measures to lower carbon emissions and encourage the design of places to be more resilient to a more volatile climate. The council is starting a consultation on the scope of the local plan review. This is the first stage. The council needs to decide which policies to review. It's asking the community and stakeholders to look at the local plan and help us think about where there are opportunities to use policies to improve the environmental performance of development and the ability of new buildings to have greater resistance to climate change. The council has identified some policy areas which might usefully be reviewed. These include exploring if planning policies could lead to more renewable energy generation. Could we encourage more wind turbines or solar farms in our district? Could planning policies promote more renewable energy generation on buildings through photovoltaic tiles in new residential or commercial buildings? Could planning policies create more efficient new building through better layout, design and insulation? Can planning policies promote more sustainable travel? The City Council is currently working with the County Council to promote cycling and walking during the COVID-19 crisis. Could we continue this work and see how development can better prioritise cycling and walking instead of travelling by car? could have a further look at how the plan's policies encourage development layouts that make people think twice about using their car. Can the plan's policies be revisited to improve how water and the risk of flooding are addressed? We know that one of the main impacts of climate change will be an increase in extreme rainfall events, such as Storm Desmond in 2015. Is there scope for more environmentally focused drainage and water schemes? Could the plan's policies do more to protect and enhance the quality of our natural environment? The local plan must make sure that enough development can happen, but can we do this in a way which better protects the natural environment? Are there opportunities to further protect and enhance the natural environment through the better management of water? Could we have water management solutions that offer more ecologically diverse environments, such as ponds and glades? The scope of the local plan review must be specifically about how the plan can better respond to the challenge of climate change. The plan must still enable development required and must still allocate land to achieve that development. The plan took a long time to prepare, and this is not going to be a whole plan review. It's a review of the adopted plan to see if we can do more to lessen the impacts of climate change. For clarity, the Council will not be reviewing the plan's development requirements or the amount of development required or the land allocations. That will still be needed. The climate emergency requires our urgent attention, but the community will still need enough new homes and an economy which supports enough opportunity for jobs. Please do get involved and help the Council think about which policies in the local plan to revisit to help address the challenge of the climate emergency. Thank you.